Oh, you weren't aware of the Bahamas trip? My sister Sarah's voice oozed with insincerity as she spoke through the phone, a thin veil of concern barely masking her true feelings. I believed your mom had already shared that with you. Next month, we will all embark on this journey together. My family, mom, dad, myself, and Brian. It's important to find someone who can care for our beloved pets while we're away, ensuring they feel safe and loved in our absence. Mom mentioned that she would reach out to you. In the quiet of my kitchen, I clutched my coffee mug tightly, feeling as if the fragile ceramic might shatter under the weight of my emotions. My name is Lisa Mitchell, and at the tender age of 27, I stumbled upon the heart-wrenching truth that my entire family had orchestrated a tropical getaway, leaving me behind in the shadows of their joyful plans. What deepened the pain was the unexpected moment when I stumbled upon the news during a seemingly lighthearted conversation with my sister about our mom's upcoming birthday. No, Sarah, Mom hasn't said a word about the Bahamas, I replied, my voice trembling with the effort to remain calm. Or perhaps a tale of caring for beloved pets. Well, you know how she can be, Sarah chuckled softly. Perhaps she simply let it slip from her mind. But you have some time to spare, don't you? Are you able to take care of Rocky and Max for the week? Mom had her hopes set on you, especially since you're the only one who isn't going. Left behind, the solitary figure stood apart from the crowd. It was the sting of exclusion that lingered in my heart, a silent ache that whispered of uninvited moments. Memories of family dinners flooded my mind, each one a delicate dance around the topic of that trip, as if they were weaving a tapestry of secrets, intentionally steering clear of the subject whenever I was present. The hushed murmurs that fell silent as I stepped into the room suddenly revealed their meaning. The gentle inquiries from my mom about my work schedule, paired with my dad's newfound curiosity about my dating life, seemed to carry an unspoken hope that I might have weekend plans that would align perfectly with their pet-sitting needs. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow, my mom's voice finally broke through the silence of the evening. My dear, there's something important I need to share with you. We could really use your help. Oh, I see how it is. You want me to take care of the dogs while you're off enjoying the sun in the Bahamas, right? The sting of resentment seeped through every word I spoke. So Sarah shared that with you. Absolutely, it would mean so much. Rocky feels a wave of anxiety wash over him at the kennel, while Max relies on his medication, needing it twice a day to feel his best. Our time away will be just 8 days. I sat there, absorbing my mom's endless chatter about flight times and resort details, feeling the weight of her words as they danced around the truth that I had been left out of the family vacation. Not even a small gesture. How I long for your presence. Perhaps another time will bring us together. She spoke passionately about the special food Rocky required and Max's rigid medication routine, as if those intricate details could somehow fill the void left by their decision to plan an entire family vacation without me. Are you truly willing to take that step? She inquired with a sparkle in her eyes. Your father has already informed the kennel that we won't be needing their services, and Sarah can hardly contain her excitement. She discovered this enchanting little resort with breathtaking snorkeling opportunities. She has always had a deep affection for the water. Without a doubt, he had. In my family, decisions were made like clockwork, with my voice often lost in the background, unheard and unconsidered. To them, I was dependable. Lisa, the one who always played it safe, never stirred the waters, never uttered a refusal, and never disrupted their carefully laid plans with her own inconvenient needs or desires. With a soft sigh, I murmured my thoughts, my fingers instinctively gliding over the keyboard as I opened a travel website, the promise of adventure beckoning me closer. Years ago, a pattern began to unfold. When Sarah received her acceptance letter to NYU, my parents couldn't contain their joy. They organized a grand celebration, complete with custom banners and catered food, inviting all their friends to honor their youngest daughter's remarkable achievement. When I received my acceptance to Boston University a year ago, accompanied by a full academic scholarship, their response was a mere nod and a dismissive, "That's nice, dear." My acceptance letter lingered on the fridge for just 2 fleeting days, a brief moment of triumph before it was overshadowed by Sarah's summer dance recital schedule. My sister had always shone brightly as the family's guiding light. She radiated joy, captivating everyone around her, the embodiment of beauty and perfection, seemingly untouched by flaws. Even when she made the bold decision to leave NYU after 2 years in search of herself across Europe, my parents stood by her side, offering their unwavering support with monthly allowances for what they lovingly referred to as her journey of self-discovery. In the midst of it all, I juggled 3 jobs while pursuing my college degree, ultimately graduating summa cum laude. This journey led me to forge a successful career in marketing, a path that, while rewarding, also bestowed upon me the heavy mantle of being the family's dependable safety net. That evening, after my mom's call, I felt a pull towards the travel websites, each click a whisper of distant adventures waiting to unfold. A certain destination captured my heart, Santorini, a quaint Greek island that had danced in my dreams since my college photography class. The timing was serendipitous, aligning beautifully with my family's trip to the Bahamas, and to my delight, a seat sale was unfolding just in time. My finger lingered above the Book Now button, the vibrations of my phone echoing with messages from Sarah, each buzz pulling at my heartstrings. Mom mentioned that you seem a bit off about watching the dogs. Please, Lisa, let's not make this harder than it needs to be. It seems you don't have any vacation days saved up, do you? But really, what would you do with that precious time away? It seems like adventure has eluded you, leaving a void where joy and excitement should flourish. In my heart, I held onto 3 precious weeks of vacation, waiting for the right moment to embrace the freedom they promised. My family believed I never took time off, thinking I had no thrilling destinations to explore. They had overlooked the travel blog I had poured my heart into for 2 years, the one that had gradually attracted a loyal audience. Once again, they brushed aside what Lisa cherished, just as they had overlooked my photography during college and my writing in high school. Then my dad reached out with a call. "My dear princess, your mother is feeling quite troubled. Have you ever seen the way Rocky behaves at the kennel? He hardly touched his food the last time. Did it ever cross your mind to extend an invitation to me for the trip?" At long last, I found the courage to ask. The stillness on the other end spoke volumes. In that moment, he faltered. "Sarah hinted that you might struggle to take time off from work, and you understand just how much your mother enjoys organizing these events. Moreover, Brian has already taken the step of securing their room with a deposit." "Indeed," I replied with a sense of resignation. Just as she envisioned my college graduation celebration? Oh, but she didn't, because Sarah's semester abroad arrived unexpectedly, and suddenly, everyone found themselves on a flight to Paris instead. It feels so unjust, Lisa. Your sister was on a profound journey of self-discovery, and she needed the warmth and strength of family by her side. As I gazed at my computer screen, my heart swelled at the sight of the stunning Greek island that awaited my arrival. A profound change stirred within me. For years, she had been the steadfast anchor, the one who always put others first, the one they could depend on to set aside her own dreams for the sake of theirs. In that instant, everything came together, revealing a profound understanding. "I'll share the news about the dogs tomorrow," I promised, then hung up and felt a rush of excitement as I clicked Book Now for my flight to Greece. The following morning, my phone buzzed incessantly with a cascade of messages. My mom had sent 6 messages, each one weaving a tapestry of guilt and pressing demands. With each passing voicemail, Sarah's tone dripped with a growing sense of condescension, leaving a trail of unspoken emotions in her wake. Even my dad, who typically kept his distance from family conflicts, took the time to send me a heartfelt email, detailing why he believed I was being unreasonable. As the aroma of our favorite dishes filled the air, I knew the moment had come to share my truth with my family during our cherished weekly gathering. Once again, the familiar warmth filled my parents' home as they gathered around the table, laughter and excitement bubbling over the rich aroma of my mom's lasagna, all while dreaming of their upcoming adventure to the Bahamas. During a pause in their conversation, I gently shared that I had made alternate arrangements for those dates. You'll have to seek out another soul to care for Rocky and Max. My mom's fork fell with a sharp clatter against her plate, echoing the silence that hung in the air. What do you mean by alternate arrangements? What could hold greater significance than supporting your loved ones? My journey to Greece. I lifted the glass to my lips, feeling the coolness of the water as I observed their expressions transform from bewilderment to sheer astonishment. Greece. Sarah's laughter danced through the air. The journey to Greece is not in your path. With a flutter of anticipation in my chest, I retrieved my confirmed itinerary from my phone and gently laid it on the table, a tangible promise of the journey ahead. Indeed, I am. 8 unforgettable days on the breathtaking island of Santorini, beginning on the very day you embark on your journey to the enchanting Bahamas. But you just can't, my mom gasped, her voice trembling with disbelief. What about the beloved dogs? The kennel is completely filled to capacity. It seems like there may have been some missteps in the planning process. To my astonishment, my voice held a remarkable steadiness. Perhaps Sarah's boyfriend Brian could take care of them, considering he's deemed family enough to join the trip to the Bahamas. That's not how it should be, Sarah insisted, her voice trembling with emotion. Brian is my partner. Moreover, he has a sensitivity to dogs. How wonderfully convenient. I rose to my feet, collecting my belongings with a heavy heart. I have faith that you'll find a way through this. In those moments that truly matter, you always find a way to show it. Lisa, please take a seat, my dad said, his voice steady yet filled with an unspoken weight. This isn't the person I know. It feels like you're acting out in a way that's so unlike you. Therein lies the heart of the matter, doesn't it? You all made the choice about who I was meant to become. Steadfast Lisa. Steadfast Lisa. Lisa, ever present and ready to lend a hand. Have you ever thought about how much it would mean to me to be part of our family vacations? Could it be that I have dreams of my own? My personal journey? The stillness enveloping the table was overwhelming. My mom's eyes shimmered with unshed tears, while Sarah sat frozen, her mouth agape in disbelief. My dad sat there, his gaze fixed on his plate, avoiding my eyes as if they held a truth he couldn't bear to face. With a heavy heart, I whispered, I have to go, as I made my way toward the door. I find myself on a quest to discover the perfect swimsuits. Santorini is home to breathtaking beaches that capture the heart and soul of every visitor. The aftermath unfolded just as I had anticipated. My mom orchestrated an elaborate campaign of guilt, rallying every relative willing to lend an ear. Aunt Carol reached out to express her feelings about my actions, calling them selfish. My cousin Rachel poured her heart into long texts about the deep bonds of family loyalty. Even my grandmother chimed in, though her expression was one of bewilderment, as she pondered why I couldn't simply enjoy the sight of the puppies from Greece. Sarah's approach was bold and unyielding. She arrived at my apartment without any warning. You're only doing this to hurt us, she exclaimed, storming in without a moment's hesitation. This feels so unlike you, Lisa. You have always carried the weight of responsibility on your shoulders. The one who carries the weight of it all? I found myself saying it again. You mean the one that makes everything easier. The person who is always ready to set aside their own world for the sake of others, no matter the cost. It feels so unjust. Your efforts mean the world to us, and we are truly grateful for all that you do. Is that true? When was the last time any of you truly expressed that gratitude? When was the last time you truly invited me into the heart of our family plans, rather than merely counting on me to fill the spaces left behind? Sarah collapsed onto my couch, her flawless blonde hair cascading just so, even as her frustration simmered beneath the surface. We never imagined you'd have any desire to visit the Bahamas. It seems like you're constantly caught up in the whirlwind of work. Did you reach out to me? Did anyone take a moment to consider whether I might wish to be part of my family's vacation? Well, no, but there's really nothing more to say. You all formed your own narratives about my life, my journey, and my choices. And do you realize something? Your ease in taking me for granted was so profound that you didn't even bother to conceal your plans for the Bahamas. That's the extent of your regard for me. Sarah's cheeks burned with a deep crimson hue. Mom and Dad are feeling deeply troubled. They could be forced to abandon their long-awaited trip if they can't secure someone to care for their beloved dogs. That felt like a problem of their own making, I responded, echoing one of Sarah's cherished phrases back to her. When did you become so distant? I'm not cold. I've simply reached the end of my patience with being the family doormat. I shared with her the journey of my travels, displayed on my phone like a window to the world. Do you feel this? There are people who genuinely care about what I love. I am more than just a safety net in your life. As Sarah scrolled through my blog, I could see her expression transform from one of indifference to a flicker of astonishment. These photos capture moments beautifully. What inspired you to embark on your journey into photography? 3 years ago, a moment passed quietly, unnoticed by the world around it. The upcoming family dinner hung heavy in the air, filled with unspoken words and lingering emotions. My mom had laid out all the pet supplies across the dining room table, creating a poignant display that felt like a testament to unspoken feelings. Rocky's beloved meals, Max's essential medication routine, their cherished toys. As she shared the intricacies of their care routine, her eyes pierced through me with a mix of urgency and unspoken emotion. She stressed the importance of administering the medication precisely 12 hours apart, her hand gesturing with urgency around Max's pill bottle, while she added that Rocky requires a special blanket at bedtime, or else he becomes overwhelmed with anxiety. The kennel simply cannot grasp these feelings. With a hopeful heart, I responded as I helped myself to another scoop of potatoes. That is truly their calling. My father took a moment, his throat clearing softly, a prelude to the words that were about to unfold. My dear princess, we could offer you a reward for your watchful eye, ensuring it becomes a truly worthwhile endeavor. Dad, the Greece tickets cost me $3,000 and they're non-refundable. After a period of silence that hung heavily in the air since her visit to my apartment, Sarah finally found her voice. Last week, I found myself immersed in Lisa's travel blog. Can you believe she has more than 20,000 followers? It's truly remarkable. My mom hardly lifted her gaze from the meticulous arrangement of pet supplies. That's truly lovely, my dear. Let's talk about the dogs. No, Mom, I truly mean it. Take a moment to gaze upon these captivating photos she captured in Montreal last year. With a gentle swipe, Sarah opened my blog on her phone, her curiosity lighting up her face. She possesses a remarkable talent for this. In that moment, as the evening unfolded, my mom's gaze finally met mine, a rare connection sparking between us. Not through me, not around me, but directed at me. Did you find your way to Montreal? My journey has taken me to countless destinations. I seize every opportunity to embark on little journeys, no matter how brief they may be. I capture their essence through words and images. Individuals trust my insights when it comes to choosing hotels and dining experiences. My dad gazed intently at Sarah's phone, curiosity etched across his face. These images truly capture the essence, Lisa. Why didn't you share this with us? I truly did. It was 3 Thanksgivings ago. The conversation shifted, and suddenly, all eyes were on Sarah and her new yoga certification. The stillness that enveloped us was thick with understanding. My mom sank into the chair, her grip tight around Rocky's beloved tennis ball, a symbol of the joy we once shared. It seems we have struggled to truly hear you, haven't we? With a gentle firmness, I replied, No, you haven't. Yet, amidst all the chaos, the truth remains. We desperately need someone to care for the dogs, she said, urgency lacing her words. In the blink of an eye, that precious moment slipped away, leaving only echoes of what once was. I rose to my feet. I'm heading to Greece, Mom, whether you approve or not. Perhaps it's time for you to truly understand the weight of having your dreams shattered. As the day of my departure drew near, my family found themselves navigating the tumultuous waves of sorrow, experiencing each stage of grief in a heartfelt journey. My mom transitioned from denial to a fiery anger, labeling me as ungrateful. My dad, with a hopeful heart, attempted to negotiate, suggesting he would cover the costs for another trip to Greece when the timing felt right. Sarah found herself caught in a whirlwind of emotions, swinging from the depths of despair, feeling as though she was shattering everything around her, to moments of quiet acceptance. Perhaps we should have extended an invitation to you. Just 2 days before my flight, my mom reached out one last time, her heart full of hope. She arrived at my apartment, carrying photo albums filled with memories images of me caring for Sarah's dog while she explored Europe, nurturing our childhood pets, always the one who took on the responsibility. "You've always had a special way with animals," she remarked, her fingers gently gliding over the pages. "Do you recall the time you lovingly cared for Sarah's hamster, bringing it back to life during our high school days? It lingers in my mind. I can still feel the pang of missing my friend's sweet 16 party while Sarah was out enjoying the sun and laughter at the beach with her friends. That stands apart. In those moments, it didn't bother you at all." "No, Mom, it truly affected me. I simply wasn't given the freedom to express it." With a sharp snap, she closed the album, the weight of memories lingering in the air. "I truly hope you find joy in this moment." Our hearts sank as we made the difficult decision to cancel our trip. The kennel is overflowing, and there's no one left to offer the dogs the care they so desperately need for that extended time. I paused for a moment, letting the silence linger, then slowly opened my laptop and turned it toward her, inviting her into my world. There it was, a message glowing softly on the screen from Mrs. Chen, my kind-hearted neighbor who always had a special place in her heart for furry friends. She had taken the time to let me know she watched over Rocky and Max, offering her help for a small fee, a gesture that warmed my heart. "I discovered a way forward," I whispered. Mrs. Chen, a retired soul with a heart full of love for dogs, resides just 2 floors below, her presence a gentle reminder of warmth and companionship. She feels a deep sense of joy in doing this, especially for the amount you would have spent at the kennel. My mom gazed intently at the screen, her eyes reflecting a world of unspoken thoughts and emotions. "Why didn't you share this with us earlier? For once, I wanted you to truly experience the emptiness of not having me as your safety net. To grasp the profound impact of having your meticulously crafted dreams shattered by someone who overlooks the depths of your emotions. Isn't that a bit small-minded? Wouldn't you agree?" "No, Mom. That's quite relatable. Perhaps in the future, as you set your sights on a family getaway, this emotion will linger in your heart, guiding you to embrace the presence of your other daughter." On the morning of my flight, I stirred awake to a flurry of notifications, each one pulling me deeper into a whirlwind of emotions. For the first time, my mom shared a piece of my life on social media, tagging me in a post that felt like a gentle nudge from her heart. It was a snapshot from my travel blog, captured in the vibrant streets of Montreal. The caption overflowed with a mother's pride for her gifted daughter, expressing her eager anticipation for the stunning images that would emerge from Greece. In an instant, Sarah reached for her phone and sent a message. "Mom is desperately seeking to maintain her image among her country club friends. She's sharing with everyone how she played a part in orchestrating your unforgettable journey to Greece." It didn't catch me off guard. To my mom, image had always held the utmost significance. She must have come to understand that having a daughter with a thriving travel blog was a point of pride she could share at her tennis club. Yet, her gesture of public support could not wash away the years of being overlooked. Before I headed to the airport, my dad stopped by, his hands nervously clutching a new camera lens, a silent gesture filled with unspoken emotions. "Your sister shared your blog with me," he said, extending the lens toward me with a sense of wonder. "I saw that you expressed a desire for this one to capture those beautiful low-light moments. I wondered if it might bring you some joy in Greece." The lens was precisely the one I had been dreaming of, the one I had poured my hopes and savings into. A part of me wrestled with the urge to decline, to prove that their late support was unnecessary. Yet, in my dad's eyes, I glimpsed something profound and authentic curiosity about what I loved. "Thank you, Dad," I whispered, as I embraced the gift with a heart full of gratitude. "Would you like to catch a glimpse of the moments I hope to capture with it?" He devoted an entire hour to me, truly listening as I poured my heart out about composition and lighting. In that moment, he took out his phone, and with a spark of connection, he pulled up my blog and followed it, right there in front of me. "You know," he said, his voice heavy with unspoken feelings as he turned to leave, "I canceled my share of the Bahamas trip. I told your mother and sister to go without me." "Dad, you really didn't need to do that." "Indeed, I did. It seems that the dogs are in need of attentive care, and perhaps Mrs. Chun could use a helping hand." He lingered at the threshold, a moment suspended in time. "I can't wait to experience the beauty of Greece through your photos as you share them. Perhaps you could guide me on how to share my thoughts on a blog." That afternoon, as I stepped onto the plane bound for Greece, my phone vibrated with a flurry of messages. With a warmth that caught her off guard, Sarah had sent a heartfelt message, wishing her sister a wonderful journey ahead. "I hope your pictures capture the beauty of the moment in a way that resonates deeply." My mom sent me a message with the steps to access their home security cameras, allowing me to keep an eye on the dogs. Though she completely missed the essence of it all, I found solace in the fact that the guilt trips had finally ceased. Yet, it was the heartfelt message from my dad that stirred deep emotions within me, bringing tears to my eyes. "I just shared my very first comment on a blog. I truly hope I found the right path. Remember to nurture your spirit in Greece, not just capture its beauty through your lens. With all my heart, Dad." I nestled into my seat, reflecting on how, at times, a bold act is what it takes to awaken souls from their familiar routines. For years, my family wove a narrative where I remained a steadfast figure in the shadows, always dependable, yet never truly seen. Perhaps at last, they had witnessed me embrace the brilliance of my own story. Santorini unfolded before me like a vivid dream, surpassing every expectation I had ever held. Every morning, I was greeted by breathtaking sunrises that painted the sky above the blue-domed churches. My days were filled with the joy of capturing the beauty of winding cobblestone streets and the serenity of pristine beaches. The daily updates on my blog brought joy to my followers, but it was the heartfelt comments from my family that truly took me by surprise. My dad engaged with every single post, his words evolving from sweet phrases like, "beautiful sunset," "honey," to genuine reflections on lighting and composition that truly showed his growth. Sarah took to her social media to share my posts, tagging me with heartfelt messages like, "look at what my incredible sister is doing." It was such a beautiful shift from her usual competitive spirit. My mom, on the other hand, embraced a different path. Every day, she reached out with stories about the dogs, as though she were gently tugging at the threads of my heart, reminding me of the love and warmth I had left behind. "Rocky longs for your presence," she'd whisper, or "Max refuses to eat unless your father lovingly feeds him by hand." When the guilt trips fell flat, she changed her approach, reaching out to offer her critiques on my photos. "Have you ever considered that perhaps there are just too many sunset pictures being shared? That restaurant review felt a touch too severe. Your intention is to protect the livelihoods of others." One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon at a cliffside cafe, I received an unexpected call from Mrs. Chun. "Your mother has visited 6 times today," she said, a hint of laughter in her voice. She arrives with a warm cup of coffee in hand, her curiosity bubbling over as she bombards me with a flurry of questions about my pet-sitting adventures. It seems she is struggling to release her grip on control. "I deeply regret that I began." Yet Mrs. Chen's laughter rang out, a melody of joy that filled the air. "Just hold on." After 4 decades of guiding young minds in high school, I shared with her that 2 dogs are a mere whisper of trouble in comparison. She felt a deep sense of discontent with that. On that very night, a message from my dad found its way to me, wrapped in the quiet intimacy of a private note. "Your mother decided to check into a hotel for the rest of her time in the Bahamas. She expresses that the thought of strangers observing her beloved dogs prevents her from truly enjoying herself. Sarah is feeling quite heartbroken over it. A fleeting wave of guilt washed over me, yet I quickly recalled the countless instances when my aspirations, my needs, and my very essence had been overshadowed in the name of family peace. It was never my burden to bear that my mom chose to sabotage her own vacation. Rather than ending my journey prematurely or expressing regret, I chose to share even more photos. I penned a narrative on the journey of solo female travel, the courage to break away from familial expectations, and the profound experience of discovering one's own path. The reaction was beyond anything I could have imagined. Countless voices echoing their own journeys, expressing gratitude for the spark that encouraged them to embrace their strength. My blog following blossomed, first doubling, then tripling in a beautiful surge of connection. A travel magazine has expressed interest in showcasing my photographs from Greece. Sarah reached out to share that her yoga students were deeply invested in my journey, eagerly inquiring about when I would come to teach a photography workshop at her studio. "Have you ever thought about the irony of it all?" She spoke softly, her words carrying the weight of unspoken feelings. "I always believed I was the courageous one, embarking on a journey to Europe in search of my true self, but it's you who truly embraced that quest. You were there, so close to us, yet we were wrapped up in our own turmoil, oblivious to your presence." As the sun dipped below the horizon on my final night in Greece, I found myself perched on my hotel balcony, lost in the memories captured in my photos. Just then, my phone buzzed with an unexpected message from my mom, stirring a wave of emotions within me. It was a snapshot of my childhood sanctuary, now transformed into her workspace, adorned with cherished framed prints of my adventures captured through the lens. She wrote, "I had your best shots. Professionally framed. They deserve more than just my social media reposts." Underneath, there lay a more extensive message. "In your absence, my mind has wandered through countless thoughts and reflections. Your dad gently reminded me of a truth I had been avoiding, that in our familiarity, we had overlooked the beautiful dreams you held close to your heart. I may stumble when it comes to apologies, but my heart is in the right place as I strive to show you just how much you mean to me." Mrs. Chen shared with me a daily glimpse into the lives of Rocky and Max, each photo capturing their carefree spirits, thriving in the absence of my mom's watchful eye. The final image captured a beautiful moment, my dad patiently guiding her through the intricacies of my blog, their smiles radiating warmth as the dogs rested peacefully by their side. Sarah's last vacation photos from the Bahamas carried a raw, unfiltered essence that contrasted sharply with her usual meticulously arranged captures. In an effort to capture the world as her photographer does, she penned those words, "While it may not reach your level, I'm on a journey to explore the depths of my understanding." A profound change had taken place over those 8 days. My family was a tapestry of imperfections, woven together with threads of love and struggle. Every day, my mom would send heartfelt texts about the dogs, a small reminder of her love. My dad, with his endearing struggles with technology, brought a sense of warmth and familiarity. And Sarah, with her occasional pangs of competitive jealousy, was navigating her own journey. They were all trying, each in their own way, to connect and understand one another. At times, that's the only thing you can truly hope for. It's not about a total change, but rather an openness to perceive you from a fresh perspective. Half a year after my unforgettable journey through Greece, my family came together to celebrate Thanksgiving. The dining room walls now held a tapestry of my travel photographs intertwined with our cherished family portraits. My mom transformed my blog's logo into place cards for the table, a simple act that carried so much meaning. As we gathered around the dinner table, my mom's voice broke through the familiar clatter of plates and the warmth of shared laughter. "I've got an announcement," she said, her tone carrying a hint of something special, something that made us all pause and lean in closer. "We're embarking on another journey together as a family." As I prepared for the sting of isolation, Sarah stepped forward, breaking the silence. "Before you utter a word, we invite you to join us in shaping this journey. Your blog followers were so enchanted by your Greece stories that we thought perhaps you could weave your magic for our upcoming family adventure." With a gentle yet deliberate motion, my dad revealed a folder. I've been exploring photography tours in Italy, and I thought perhaps you could share some insights on capturing moments that go beyond just selfies and pictures of our furry friends. Additionally, my mom interjected, attempting to keep her tone light, Mrs. Chun has already graciously offered to look after Rocky and Max. Months ago, I sought her reassurance, wanting to be certain. I gazed around the table at my family, truly seeing them for the first time. My mom, ever the guiding force, is learning to express her care in new ways. My dad is finding a deeper bond with me through the lens of photography. Sarah, at last recognizing my humanity instead of viewing me as a rival. Italy feels like a dream, I whispered, as I reached for my phone to share the first glimpses of my vision. But this time, I'm taking charge of the itinerary. My dad smiled, and I knew in that moment he wouldn't have it any other way. In the end, you hold the knowledge and insight that truly matter.